well, right? It's a lot more of these melee heroes coming into the draft, and the way in which the fights are being kind of undertaken. Of like you mentioned, the hit cliffs as well. The positioning is another key thing. Like you don't just slap it in the river you're fighting in, right? You put it on the high ground, and suddenly there's that disconnect. And I like to see Undying is like equal to an Omni Knight in the form of like what he can provide with like the annoyance, right? Not obviously in terms of what he brings to the game, but just that annoyance level, right? Like you jump the Undying, he doesn't really die. He has that Soul Rip Hill. You have to deal with the Tombstone. Omni Knight, same degree now in position 5. You have to deal with the Heavenly Graced carry. You have to deal with that GA coming out during the fights. Like they're both really obnoxious supports, and they provide sustain in lane. And that's why these two heroes to me are kind of like the top supports right now for just like what they bring to the pre 20-minute mark.
Now, if you were looking at bottoms,
Lion.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, this is a hero that we're not seeing particularly frequently, not in any region. And I mean, it's a very anti-storm hero, that's for sure. But aside from that, not particularly popular.
You know, when you come to the lane and or you're drafting on offlane, and then you imagine what position 5 you'd like to play against. Lion is the first one that comes to your mind. It's literally a hero that if you breeze by him in the laning stage, he dies. It's very difficult for him to get farm. It's very difficult for him to actually be like later on. Usefulness is out of question. He is very strong if he finds his items and if he can find the positioning, especially versus Storm and Earth Spirit. Like good, because Bloodright is a little bit negated as well. Not yeah, Thirst, I mean, sorry. Bloodright, obviously, the damage is... Thirst as well, because the hero isn't really damaged any longer. Earth Spirit and Storm Spirit have to, together with the offlaner that's picked last, really have to make a mess of these lanes a little bit to make Bloodseeker's lane a little bit easier, because once again, I'm going to say it like this, Lion, we'll see how much this should be a position 4 Lion, right, on the offlane Bloodseeker. This is probably something that they've practiced, and probably something that they've kept secret, because we haven't seen it before. I'm not sold. I like everything Team Liquid has got right now, and the fact that you have, like T Gunner just said, these squishies versus all the team fight and all the reach, like The game that we just watched, OG, when they played Tops and Nerd Spirit.
Team Liquid's turn to Alliance's turn to pick.
Earth Spirit.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
The Undying waits.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliance's turn to pick.
Storm Spirit.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Alliance's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliance's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Lion.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to pick.
Warlock.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Bloodseeker.
Ten seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Spectre.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Alliances turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Alliance's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Alliance's turn to pick.
Legion Commander.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. You may now select your heroes. Prepare for battle.
Oh, I mean, Tsunami said forget the scores, but I'm not sure if I can hear PyCat, because yesterday Trent said that we could have a toilet bowl here, right, with 2 teams to 0. But I look at it this way. If Liquid win this series, we've expanded the toilet bowl. It's now the 3-point mark, where Just Error and currently Alliance are both sitting. And both these teams, by the way, only 2 series left to play.
Thing is, you just want a bigger toilet bowl.
Yes, you know, it's easier. It's easier to hit it on the spot when it's bigger. And well, ooh, big hits in the box. Hello.
Killing anything? I don't really understand what's going on.
I don't know. I think that was the set. Like, I was looking at either way, right? Like, either he's saving it for him to get the kill, Soul Rip, or that. He's still saving it for him to get the kill with a punch.
Yeah, and generally, I think, you know, you don't really want to give yours. I actually think in this scenario, it's not dying. He's gonna get.
The battle begins.
It's gonna be really nice in double melee.
quickly. You just did that.
Yeah, and also already a boost. Not only that kill, but also 3 runes going the way of Alliance. In Liquid, they have gone for the classic Spectre Storm combo, but to piece it together in this offlane, a hero that we haven't really seen succeed on average in I want to say the last 2 months or so, which is the Legion Commander.
Yeah, the last time I saw Bo3 play it looked a bit... They're kind of bringing it back here. It's the spells for the Lion, of course the silences.
And that you mentioned another one that we've seen and criticized, but we've watched for actually succeed, the POS4 Lion. Actually kind of catching people off guard. Is that just because it doesn't get picked so often?
Yeah, I mean, the hero just... It feels kind of awkward, right? It wave clear on this hero, you know, until you get Axe, and it's a very squishy support. Early levels, it doesn't offer all that much. There are many reasons. But, you know, this game, he is against the Spirit. He has some nice...
That's true. Like, they didn't really have an instant lockdown before they had this line. Like, you've got the silence from Limp if he gets down in time, but nothing that's going to deal quick for as he scales later on to, like, DKB.
Yeah, I think this game is kind of interesting, like, draft-wise. Panel, there's about it. It's just like, there's a bunch of these good on Alliance. Obviously, the Fatal Bonds and Vector become very difficult. Time they do have a much better up, you know. They're relying on basically the Earth Spirit and the Storm Spirit to make all the plays. Maybe potentially rock. But, you know, Spectre doesn't offer a whole lot in terms of fighting. The first minutes or so. Warlock, he's basically an all bonds. Jin is not gonna have an amazing... I do think it's kind of scary for Liquid, you know, if they can make it to 30-35 minute mark of this game. Alliance just have a much draft here.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of summed up with the way you're speaking about it there. Is that, you know, you talked about this, to get the 35-minute mark looks good, but you didn't really highlight who's going to be able to make the space for Liquid. It seems like it was meant to be this Legion Commander, but as you said, it shouldn't be a good lane for Box.
And it might come around this mid lane. There's a roll here by Taiga. It's gonna miss. It really does look like looks like either, you know, Kuiper had his morning, or Olympus just kind of had this morning. Or heavily favoring.
I think Limp reach under his desk, crack open a can of what they're sponsored by, and go until it works well, because that's what Tiger's doing. He's going in. Drag back's good, and they'll clean up the kill onto Limp. Now, we have seen this before, where Storm Spirit, he just gets one kill, and with a ganky type
Radiant's middle
possible,
tower
which is definitely what Extra is, it does tend to snowball. That has been the pattern for the last 2.
Yeah, I mean, I would like the Lion maybe to one kind of important being ready to rotate. I feel like that's a much better rotation. Having this Undying port, Dying happy, I think, in it. Bottom lane just quite happy down. Could even potentially rotate. Happy down there, just bullying this Legion Commander, stacking for this.
And then there's a chance for maybe a kill, as opposed to a, hey, I'm basically just your walking south.
Yeah, and he still just has to walk back bottom, and kind of awkward. Sometimes this, you know, sometimes the idea is that you want to save this guy mid, but by doing so, you're actually alleviating pressure from the other lanes. You don't have to feel as uncomfortable about the lanes that might be loose. Then the focus comes on the lane. It's about, there's some give and take, right?
You're shifting resources from somewhere to defend that.
Exactly. Yeah, and you have to walk that kind of a thin line.
Yeah, and I guess you're sitting there like, well, it's not like S4 is going to be forced out of line shifts towards the bot, while the other side of the map is, like you said, you know, you can pressure box pretty hard. We've already highlighted Legion kind of wants to be dictating the flow of the game. That's the end of the lane. Mid, it's happened again though. And the rotation from Hans is going to be far too slow, or is it Limp? Actually staying alive, they're going to turn around now. Not able to find a kill. Both supports from Alliance coming to the mid lane for this, and Limp is still almost dead. I don't think he's got any regen coming either. It might just be a walk of shame.
Denied.
Denied such an up.
Still blood. Any blood to spill. You just already see like Tiger's still lurking around. If one of these steps up, they'll die. And even if they don't get that kill, now Quick already being level 6, we need to get level 7 before this. We're gonna start to feel pretty free on this one. FNG.
He kind of committed to this one.
That
I don't know about this.
you know, that's flying a bit too high there, Maverick. Good pick. Nothing Tiger can do to save the day either. As both supports stay in mid like this, it doesn't seem to be hurting Alliance's outer lanes in the slightest.
No, Alliance is having far self-sufficient. Even he might potentially. Yeah, I mean, S4 obviously it's a Warlock Spectre, you know, Bloodseeker. Can't really pass you. Thirst, it. Spectre doesn't do.
Spectre though is getting involved in mid. They found Limp immediately after maybe getting a little bit too cocky. Quick but says no, I can push this advantage further as they pick off Limp
Dire's bottom
again.
tower is under attack.
Both mid kind of playing it up a bit. Have maybe backup than they do.
Who does this hurt more though? Like this back and forth, does it benefit Quick for more because Limp's maybe meant to have tempo setup?
Yeah, I feel like Limp should be having a better time than he is. I think that it's gonna. He's still the one more farm, so it's a better trade here. Making a rotation.
Easy pick on the Boxy. Can't really run this one off. It's coming too hard. I mean, he might commit the exorcism. You have to rotate down here, but it seems like Lim wants to hold on to it, which means he's got a long walk back.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm curious. I've seen this. It seems to be kind of the trend on offlaners to. I'm not sure how I feel about
Radiant's
this.
middle tower is under
There's
attack.
a Legion to Vessel. I don't think it. Vessel game. Yeah, the Urn has some. Like sometimes the players tend to. They, you know, it can become useful. Can prove useful. Game. It's just sometimes people tend to do this. Whatever is the trend, people just follow. You know?
Well, it's more like it's the cookie cutter thing, right? Like for a while, it was always offliners must always get pipe, and you know, there might be a game where actually I'll be really
Radiant's
good if I rush
bottom
the blink.
tower is under attack.
But it seemed off
Dire's
time.
middle tower
I guess
is under
the
attack.
interesting thing to bring up is that Legion you mentioned is going to have that dispel. I mean, S4 is going to kind of be giving it more value because now he's going to be unveiled on top of that. Focusing down a target might be difficult.
Yeah, I'm just curious. You know, I feel like we could invest more in pure laning, especially when you're against a Spectre and a Warlock. You know, can't really pressure you whatsoever.
They're getting pressure too much now. He gets that kill. He needs to be quick to try and get some power. I guess like this is what he was saving them for, right? It's much easier to connect to this lane than pressure it out. Whereas Legion, you've always got that risk if he grabs the wave of overwhelming odds.
No, this. I mean, this rotation makes.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
You're gonna get the tower here. Have quick, but
Maybe they can get S4.
yeah, I feel like S4 has some good.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
I got
attack.
off with the goal. Matter.
This is the way we keep seeing our Spirit at the moment, right? It's always picked alongside this other mobile hero, usually another Spirit, so that when you miss that roll, you don't get punished for it because the follow-up is right behind.
Dire's middle tower is
Yeah, the
under
storm.
attack. Dire are scanning.
Tiger's gonna kind of annoying.
Changes hands.
Quick, but down here they might get a kill here on FN. Very well be the first.
If Sun goes down, he says, okay, if you're going to dual win me, it's going to cost you. Rock's still thrown out on the box. Quickbuff. Not able to dodge the stun. He's out of mana as well. Nico baby. With the casual clicks, they're just going to run him down. 2-for-1 exchange. They do get the dual win, but my god, was it expensive.
Yeah, they get the position. Kuiper once again getting caught there. He tried to destroy the tunnel. I don't know if he has the...
Under attack. Dire structures are
It looked like he was
fortified.
about to dodge it, but... Mechanics don't...
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Remember, when in doubt, just step far away. At least that's what I've learned. Maybe in this game he needs a bit more efficient with mana though. And, you know, that's going to come along soon. He is getting close to that Orchid. Then these sort of pickoffs on him should maybe be that one.
Dire's middle tower
So Baby's
is
going for
under
this
attack.
pretty builds that...
Radiant structures are
Why?
fortified.
There are no immediate threats right now to him. It's, you know, it's kind of understandable. He just wants to be a great boss and going for this status resist. Might seem to some of the other items, but if any, you know, game is a good Sven game out, it's a very nice game to have this very
You think if you're the Sven in this game, you're very
Radiant's
comfortable
bottom
with the
tower
idea of
is under
scaling
attack.
the late game against this Warlock Spectre combo, or is that a little bit maybe?
I mean, you don't want to scale. It's not like you want to go. Like, you don't want to fight the Spectre at Abyss Manta Skadi.
Radiant's bottom tower
There's no way
is
you
under
want to get
attack.
to that stage. That stage, pretty much always just a loot battle. Spectre unless there are other elements.
Oh, they dropped the rock. They're going to turn around with the Horn, the Dragon as well. They snipe one out. Oscar is down, but Hansky's going to die. Does split up damage. Limp is also going to fall. Metal Bomb's just doing too much work. They'll turn around with the duel on the FNG. You have 3 for the price of 1 and another duel with this one feeling a little bit more worthwhile for Liquid.
Yeah, just kind of overcommitting there. Kind of power of Twitch draft game, you know. Air Spirit, he's sort of just a bait, or we'll call it. Get the haunt. Easy team fights for Liquid there. I feel like, yeah, Alliance, they're kind of overstepping. I mean, Limp still kind of have an impact. But yeah, this Sven, he's
Gonna kill. Every time he comes down, it's find a nice big chunk of change in the form of a hero kill. Once again, it's going to be the case. We're going to turn around the Orchid, moving in. Roll, dragging, make sure that it connects. The damage form looks good for Dog to sustain a Kuiper. Almost dead, needs to move away. Able to do it quickly, but Nico baby, he's going to have another stun available. He'll throw it out the Tiger. He doesn't get the big spirit he's looking for, but he'll at least get the Earth Spirit. Now they can take this tower as well. They have got the exorcism, but it's low enough that they shouldn't need it. S4, Kuiper's... Alright, S4. Nothing like diving past the tier 1 and the tier 2. He's not going to let that one get away.
I mean, it looked by all means that
Dire's
Find
top
him.
tower is under attack.
oh, but the Sven, he's you know, there's gonna be some nice timing for him. Up this axe now after the perhaps feeling like he has to go. I mean, the thing about it is the status resist and the extra strength. That's what's so. Just going for this. Fine, the attack speed is not all that
Radiant's
necessary.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, I guess that cheap form of stash feels good in this game as well, right? Like, 'cause if you think about the stuns you're playing up against, stuns, right? Other than that, it's a duel.
Dire are
You
scanned.
can build a BKB,
Yeah.
but it's not going to save you from...
No, but lowering the duration
Dire's
of the
middle
duel
tower is
first
under
feels great.
Radiant's bottom tower.
You don't want to be
is
controlled.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Unless he's isolated.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's
And the
middle
good thing is you can kind
tower
of play a
is
little
under
bit more
attack.
risky because you do always have FNG with these soul rips to kind of like clutch save you if you get caught up. They have a part as well.
Dire's
Best force
middle
receiver
tower
at this time.
has been
Has gone
denied.
he's going for the pipe next, so he's actually speedily farming towards his next item. I mean, he's third in the net worth chart.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit scary for Alliance though. This quite farmed already. Well on his way to got the blade map.
Radiant are scanning.
Oh,
Helps
cool.
quite a bit.
You just get the most perfect item in the early phase of the game. Usually we're talking about things like the tree for a Timber Saw, for example, or a Mars. It's probably the best hero for in with a duel. Double win for Bo3, up to 30 damage now. That is going to see his blink reveal. Meanwhile, the top lane, Sans comes out, FNG is going to fall. Storm's through it. They've got the stun control. The Sans coming out from Tiger stops Nico Baby in his tracks. Two big ultimates from Alliance used. I don't know if they're going to find it. Oh, they don't. They didn't quite see Earth Spirit behind the tree, so big prize for Alliance, and they're the ones hemorrhaging kills and getting nothing for it.
Yeah, and it's Spectre, he keeps farming, and they are
Radiant's
Not a
bottom
fun
tower
game to play.
is under attack.
you're again Spectre, you block, 4 stars, incredibly squishy. Never really gonna comfortable in this. Spectre gets a few levels.
Whoops. I was gonna say, as they're gonna learn again, I think Bo3 had I think he maybe clicked on his map there as he was about to dual hand skin next to a creep wave under it. Probably would have led to a blind death. I think you're right. Like, you think about the way Alliance draft plays, like it's a Sven game, but it's the supports that don't want this game to go later. The later it goes, the worse it feels for them.
No, Alliance definitely don't want. They want to be pushing. The low box here, I really don't know what. Yesterday, Limp, I felt like he had puck and he was like very clean. This
I remember the
played
puck.
the Alina, I think it was.
Yes. Yeah, he was all over the
And
place making kills happen. Does it feel like they're more kind of playmakery heroes type head to?
I mean, they are a little bit more fast-paced, and you know, maybe that suits him a bit better in the lane as well. I do think Death Prophet should be good in this one.
Haste.
Priced.
It's not a stranger to see play any of it. Hex coming out into Mike. Won't get struck out. Isn't going to be able to be used. Still on cooldown. But Hex is the chase through, keeping Insani away. Mike brought low. They've almost got him. The jewel's going to come out. Turnaround kill. 1 for 1. Both hostiles dead. Fly back out for the Warlock. Rupture thrown up. Sven's already dead. Lions, their attempt is going to fail. The Rock's going to get dropped. Limp in a bit of trouble. We'll be able to find the kill to Bo3. They will find Tiger as well. But for what you were looking for what you committed, you feel like you didn't really get the better side of that fight if you're Alliance.
Dire's middle
No,
tower
just
is under
look
attack.
at the. Got the dragons. Got Manta. He's got Blade Mail. 0.3k damage, pretty much from Blade. He didn't even use Blade Mail actually.
No.
It's just dispersion damage, and yeah, they don't manage to bring down the Spectre. They lose their Sven. Yeah, the Warlock brought back. It's a little bit annoying for you. You kill the Spectre right now. Scotty, I think hard for Alliance.
Like, then your other option is what you try and drag it out until the point where you can maybe afford a silver edge on one of these heroes, but that doesn't feel like a good prospect. I mean, maybe once they've got the BKB or Nico Baby, but that's still so far away. I don't know if you can afford to wait. They smoke and move forward. Bo3 has been seen. Just like again, they're going to commit more spells. It looks like he's being left alone. Liquid do not want to defend him. He'll turn and stand his ground, which is find a lot of time. Nico Baby, he's losing this one. Bo3, way too much damage coming out. They have to turn around, regroup, and ensure that they do not lose their Sven to a duel in a 5v1.
Then he, I think he kind of needs some armor here.
Dire's middle
Where this,
tower is under attack.
But it didn't really result in him getting more. That's when it starts feeling a little bit awkward. Ideally, you want this attempted SNY. Now it's just wanted to kind of pay off, but it really didn't, and now he's stuck with this. Just the casual. He needs to get to his BKB. He AC. He Daedalus or something. Desperately needs some items.
It feels like an S in inventory, but not an S in the game right now. Now with an Aegis, maybe they can do something, because it looks like Liquid are unaware and out of position, so they should be able to contest this. I say that. Let's TP in mid. Quick fuck to go for the long ball lightning, but if he does, it'll be his death. But it looks way too late here. Fing it out, but not gonna make a difference. The Lions able to finish off the Roche. God Strength is under half duration now, so if you're Alliance, you just want to get out without having to force a fight.
Yeah, I mean, the awkward thing for Alliance here, actually, both DP and quite terrible for Aegis, you know. They go down, you know, they're not that scary anymore. Bloodseeker potential.
Radiant's middle
Aegis
tower
carrier here
is under
still
attack.
the way as far as itemized this game.
Dyer's
There's
top
no real
tower
point
is
in
under
giving him
attack.
the Aegis.
Dyer's
Yeah,
structures
he shouldn't really
are
be dying
fortified.
first. Well, the way he's built, now he's got the pipe. Be well defended. I mean, maybe it was kind of denial Aegis, right? Like Storm Spirit with it is very powerful. Maybe Foxy got his hands on it. He just right click your whole team down after what we saw last week.
I mean, they have the two best. Of course, they don't want to give it away.
Oh, big lead. Jump on a Nico, baby. The Horn's going to come out. That's the first life gone. And a dual win for Foxy now 70 damage. Trying to go with the tombstone. BK on the side has been ruptured up. He could just stand his ground. They're going to drop the rock. Limp has to retreat. No Exo for 60 seconds. Backfire for Alliance to get worse if they try and regress. They'll allow Liquid to walk away from this, and they give away the Aegis for nothing. I mean, you get the rock, you get the horn, but can you actually make a move now?
I actually think that really... Yeah, they lost the Aegis. Just said, like, you don't really care at all about this Aegis. Wasted rock, and they... Incredibly strong fighting tools at time that Alliance have to go.
That's
Making something.
Well, that's a fair point, actually, yeah, because the Exo's coming off cooldown. You got God Strength as well. It's kind of like now Liquid needing to be scared. Boxy realizes it's too late. The TP isn't going to get him out. Finger to the face along with Stormhammer. Puts him in his
I don't know. I'm just looking at this Lion, you know, of course it's nice having these tools stable against the Storm, but it's only manage to net your kills, and you're going to be an incredibly squishy target for this game. I don't know, I just feel like this is a scary position line.
Like, imagine if this was back when Hex couldn't be dispellable, right? Like, you'd be like, okay, this Lion's going to be pretty handy as the game goes on. But because you have got that strong dispel on the first the attack, it feels like it's really critical for Alliance to find the Legion at the start of the fight, or make sure the Legion is nowhere near the start of the fight.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, and that's also why you see quite Bloodstone by the Legion. We'll see. I mean, the way Boxy has been playing, he's sort of being this trying to look.
First in, right?
I'm getting some Rambo vibes here.
Yeah. Which
you know, I'm going in, guys. You know, he's racked up some dual damage, but he's also got a couple deaths to his name.
Yeah, you can just imagine the moment where he's like, oh, cool, free dual kill. And then they just realize, okay, he got the dual, but now he's into deep. We're going to lose bots. It's kind of funny the way that he's been able to play this game, because this kind of way he's playing it is usually what we see when a Legion has like an amazing start to the game, starts to rotate across the map time and time again. But you know, if you go back to laner phase, it wasn't that great for him. Oh, big up. But look at the return. Orange comes in, Hans goes out of mana, so you can't help. They'll be able to run S4 down. It takes quite a while because he's a bulky boy. There's going to be another dual win, but it will be 2 for the price of 1 again. But it was your horn. And remember, Alliance, they've now got both the Exo and the God Strength available. So they might look to make a play as soon as the 2 dead are up.
Yeah, but look at the Spectre though. I think this game now is, I don't know, it's looking very very grim for Radiant, I would say. Spectre, he's gonna get to his Skadi now. He got the 2 health talent. Gonna set at 3.1k HP. He doesn't even bother going for this. Although it could be very nice. Well, he's just going for this butterfly. Get butterfly and then potentially abyss. Just this butterfly alone, it's gonna mean the Sven can barely kill you as is. With this item, I don't really see him dying.
It's disgustingly efficient. Just keep stacking effective HP in this type of game as well, right? Like, you know, you think about the way these fights happen. Magnetize being thrown around, you get the fatal bonds down, and then Spectre kind of runs in and says, I have no choice but to hit me. There is a decent amount of kind of uncontrolled damage to them, whether it's the cleave on the additional targets, whether it's the Exo or the Bloodseeker. Seeker could just end up killing all of his opponents simply by running around while ruptured.
Yeah, this person is just... I don't know, it feels like... The way it feels like if you're Lions right now, this Sven, he feels like I need to deal 1,000,000 damage, you know? And these 2 supports, they just feel like shit. Please, don't deal 1,000,000 damage. Don't haunt on top of me. Don't haunt on top of, you know, it's just...
Oh, yeah. It's also the case, like, if the fight does happen on your side because they horn, it's like, no, Sven, don't! If you hit him now, I'm going to die to the dispersion. It's quite a rough game. Not really any way you can help yourself against the evil. Got baby hunting forward. Uh-oh. Zania. Bang. It's like, yes, another one. Soon I will be able to sting at that exact same target every fight.
Under attack.
Boxy. It's going to go now. The Jewel's going to come out. There's going to be a horn. Exo gets thrown out, though. They do bring down the Sven. Fly back out for the Warlock arrival of the fight. Science gets thrown about. Magic immune targets can offset it a little bit. Storm Spirit needs to retreat for the moment. BK stands his ground. The dispersion damage being spread out. Monster, though. Bloodright trying to turn this around, but S4 realizes there's too much damage. It chases even BK. Just killing them through his defenses at this rate. Moonaway will finally die on the side. But the price for Alliance, everyone wiped. Just to get a kill on that Spectre.
You see this, the hero damage here? Just it's dispersion damage, right?
You saw him at the end, right?
Again, he doesn't even bother using his blade mail. He's just like, nah, I don't need the blade mail. It would be too much. It would be unfair.
It's a friendly handicap, right? It's like when you keep beating your friend in Smash, like, man, he seems a little bit rubbish. I know, I'll take like 2% damage.
You know, it's just like, it's Spirit Siphons, there's some Rupture, there's like all of these spells on top of the Spectre, and yeah, he does go down in the end, but all of the Lions, they go down. I think the duel was really nice. I think, and this is also like, you see Eagle Baby, he's got 12 armor. When he uses Mask of Madness, he reduces another 4, so I mean, he's sitting at like 4 armor against this lead.
Definitely
just killing yourself.
It's like, you see the way he's trying to itemize, right? He has to go for this Silver Edge after what just happened. But that means you're not getting someone like the AC. You're not dealing with your armor issue. You haven't really got anyone on your team who's helping you with that armor issue either. It's not like you got, for example, a Solar Crest builder. Because of the way Bloodseeker's going, you know, he's going towards the Ags next, which is an ambitious choice considering what just happened last time you ruptured me.
Yeah, and it just feels like there's too much weight on the...
Dire are scanning.
Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the way they itemized this game. We went a bit too much into supporting. I mean, I would have liked to see something. Of course, Bloodseeker doesn't build the same way the Legion does, but kind of the idea, at least behind Boxy's play, has been to be able to make kills and scale, right? I feel like this is a game where you, as Bloodseeker, are allowed to. Such a good start and such a good lane. I feel like you're allowed to go for speedier on one of these right-clicking cores. Yeah. You can do some hybrid build where, you know, still buy your some supporting items. You know, Solar Crest would have been an amazing item this game. Help a ton down the Spectre, just helping the Sven, and it lets you scale.
It comes back to what you said though, right? When you start with this urn, you're like, I'm not sure about the urn in this game. It's that kind of almost it's become the staple type of build for Bloodseeker, right? Like you think about the Veil, you think about like either a Piper or Lotus, and then afterwards is when you sometimes see the Bloodseekers kind of get some independent thought about what they want from the game. But at this point, it's kind of like, you look at S4's build, it just feels like he said in for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah, and at the same time, you know, Limp as well. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but just looks like he's got to wake up a little. The mid lane, I feel like, you know, Limp is kind of known for his laning prowess. Another kill onto hands at the top.
Almost racking up 150 fuel damage now. That's what you mentioned, right? This boss 4 line, you can't really safely clear waves. Someone has to go clear waves. Like, who does that on Alliance, right? It's actually a big scary part. Because of the way that Liquid play the game, every time you've seen Alliance try and split push, they get killed for it immediately.
Yeah, and you know, Limp, someone kind of being a good laner. I think this 50, when he played it, it looked very unfavorable. There were rotations from Taiga, but A-okay. Yeah.
Radiant's top tower.
Alliance not really able to sort of play their draft. I feel like the way it was intended.
I'm trying to remember back to what the vision was on mid lane in the first 10 minutes. I think it was kind of a little bit defensive, if I recall correctly. So they didn't have these kind of, I'm going to predict the Earth Spirit rolling in type ward placement, right? Like, when you're against an Earth Spirit as well, what's the #1 thing he's going to try and do in the game? It feels like the reason you pick this hero is so you can rotate. Now, Nico, baby.
Now there's the butterfly on me. It's gonna be a rotation here.
They're throwing everything for this.
One really good opportunity to build up there.
He's all low, no one to help him. There's going to be ball lining in and out, but it's too late. They've already lost the Spectre. Heal's going to be there. Jewel's going to come out, but Spencer's BKB runner, so he doesn't care. They're going to stand their ground. Bo3 almost gives over the duel damage. Won't in the end, but Limp gets a double kill. He's finally getting some change in his pocket. They're going to chase forward to hunt for more. Quick, the hit up by the Rupture. Nice battle way to save the day right as it ends, though. Taiga doesn't look like he's going to make it out himself, but he gets the important one out. They at least keep Quick for alive. The price might be high, though. With this Exo, they should look to just try and pressure on the high ground. It is coming to an end, as is the God Strength. But these heroes on the sideline, it's probably the best opportunity Alliance is going to have all game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's gonna be this best historical.
Don't know, but best enough.
Dire's middle tower.
Finding the Spectre there, obviously. Me up for Alliance. We're gonna find Rex here. Roche up.
I go hunt for it. There's a horn
might have time for this
when they're up in play, so it could be slightly risky, but you have to take this opportunity.
If they manage to get this Roche, them in the sense that at least they deny it for Liquid, because I do think that if Liquid get the hands kind of out of reach, they're not even gonna scout it. But double damage bottom could also be used to fight. Oh, Liquid will play a little bit more cautiously here. Likely the Spectre getting caught with that buyback that he realizes that, like, oh shit, had they gotten this or whatever, you know, they could have maybe even just gone for the win.
I mean, it's to be expected, right? After that previous fight from Mike, it's the bristleback mentality, right? I cannot die. And you know there's going to be this big kind of whoopsie daisy coming because you feel like you can go anywhere alone. There's no way they can possibly kill you. Now, they're in the pit. The scan's going to come out. It seems like Alliance wanted them to go in because they've got their cooldowns again. Both the Exo and God Strength are available. No, faster. Mike does a lot of damage. Rupture thrown out to Taiga to keep him still on the side of the fight. Jumping at board.
In a little bit deep here.
I mean, he's tanking all the damage. He's able to do it. Pipe will sustain him as well. Mika gets stunned up on the side. They go in with the Exo fit. They need a finish. It's going to be a jumping box. He goes to the duel. Straight on to Mika, baby. That's what I'm trying to bring it down, but he's not able to get through. Sven is dead. FAG in too deep. The back is spreading out the damage, but it's not giving it enough. Buyback comes out for the Bloodseeker. But it's a triple kill already. But Bo3, the right clicks are fierce and Limp trying to sustain through this. Yule's buy some time. They need to back him up right now. Blood right will zone away Liquid. They're able to retreat away from this. S4 chasing in. They're all low and he loves it. The zombies chasing around. The figure's going to be there. Hand skill on the back line. Gets silenced up though. He can't throw any stuns. He's going to be controlled up and killed. He's dead. That's his buyback. Into the dieback. And with that, coming out at the end, Liquid, they might just look to clean up 1-2 kills and go back into Roche if they could, because Olymp was able to snatch it up in the end. And now they're going to try and take it away from him. They'll be able to get through the first fight, but once again denied that crucial Aegis. The question is, are the games afterwards still good enough? As Liquid, they take the first life. They're going to be looking for the second one, and there's no way in hell Limp gets out alive. He's going to go down dead for 85 seconds. Does have buyback.
Yeah, in the end there, they give up the road.
That's what I'm looking for now. I think it got gobbled up in the midst of the fight. Yeah, it looks like it did.
Yeah, but I mean, Bo3's starting to become... I mean, he's starting to become like a really... Over here, he's got 180. He's got the AC. Anytime, the cheese is actually in the bait alliance, so they're gonna have that for potentially Limp. But you know, he's much able to just go every time now on the Sven. Then he just jumped. Likely he's full.
Yeah, he has to. You have to be quick on the fingers. Vigo Baby is not paying attention for a second, doesn't hit that BKB. We see what happens. Like, he has the magic immunity. We've seen he can fight back even under these duels, even under duress. That's the critical details. They don't really have any good clutch save on a line. The best they've got, which wasn't too bad at Wild 2 moments that fight, is FNG's Soul Rip. Now also with the Guardian Greaves complete. So he can sustain you a little bit. But as you said, Bo3's just become a Karen himself. You know, he's getting closer to that level 25. And I got a feeling we might just see a dual damage bonus selected.
Yeah, if we get that far, then
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Got the AC destruction, 180 extra damage. Some fierce.
She's a beast. Is what you're looking for there.
Dire are scared.
I mean, it's the comparison, like you said. This is the type of style you hope to see out of S4 this game. This is brawler type, and you saw the way they start that fight. S4's role is kind of zonal and throw spells at people. It kind of runs in and begs for someone to hit him. It's quite the Massacre's approach to fight.
The Insania actually has managed pressure or top of this force. Double golems now, potentially triple golems once he 20.
Can we just like highlight the value that Liquid got out of the tier 1 items? You mentioned that poor man's earlier. And they got like and then they got the shovel as well to farm up. And then the second phase, just getting their hands on that Philosopher's Stone with a Warlock of all
tower is under attack.
Early phase, I am definitely seem to have went the way of Liquid, I'd say.
Yeah, they definitely did. I think it's Sven he got
Jump in, duel, straight away, in, and Limp is gone. Fight back to the comeback. He's got the Exos TPing across right now. S4 sustained on the front line. Mike, get out, it's a little bit deep. He has got BKB. BKB's gonna come out. From Tigers goes in. They force out the BKB. Limp is chased forward with the Exo. Nico Baby on the side stand, not gonna be brought down. He's dead. 85 seconds without the Sven. They don't even care about the magic immunity. Limp chased on 2 next, eats the cheese, but this is gonna be his dieback. They're not leaving without the kill. And he knows that he's gonna fall 115 seconds without your TP. The only one they can't find in the end is S4. But now, with the creep wave slowly on its way in, you know that Liquid are just gonna try and eradicate this base.
I mean, this game is... There's no buyback on the death.
Radiant's
For 50 seconds, you're gonna take at least diets.
Radiant structures are
1 or 2. Even if you don't get the you wanted this base, you can see that the alliance, there's no fight back. This Sven, he was full HP, he was starting to man fight this. The Legion was at maybe 30-40%, and the Legion still beats him in a fight. There's just no...
It's because he bought out on that Silver Edge as well, so they knew he didn't have buyback. They saw that iron. But, I mean, props to Miko for going for this BKB. They call the GG, there it is. They knew it was over at that point. Like, maybe if they held an S4, there was one last fight. I just want to say, huge credit to Miko. Like, it looks like such a simple game, but you see so often when Spectres get kind of baited into maybe going for some a little bit more right-clicking, a little bit more burst in the early game, whereas he fully understood. All I need to do is be bulky,